In another, what is almost 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks, there's going to be the day of the passing away of the first Rebbe of Chabad, of the Alter Rebbe, Chav Daled Tevis. So here's a story. Like I said before, I know that I've told all these stories before, but these are stories that I wrote and I gave out, and and according to my records, I haven't told the story. So okay, let's see. Here we go. Ready? There were that had been religious, two Jews that had been religious, and they went into the world of business and they became very successful. And little by little, they left Judaism until they were totally estranged from Judaism. They didn't know any commandments, didn't know anything, not Shabbos, not kosher, not anything. And they dressed like non-Jews and they acted like non-Jews, and they were very successful businessmen. And once they were on a trip, they were on some sort of a business trip, and they stopped off at some inn, in a town, and they went into the inn and they asked the innkeeper if it was also a restaurant. Yes, they said, well, we'd like something to give us something. You give us some good wine, and give us, what do you have to eat? And he says, well, I have rabbit to eat, and I have, whatever it is, the, steak and everything like that. Steak, you want this? So they said, okay, no, I'll take rabbit. What do you want? He says, I'll have a steak. So the innkeeper looked at the two men, and he said, okay, it'll just take a couple of minutes. I want to ask you a question. Are you two fellas Jewish? And they looked at each other like, yeah, we're Jewish. He says, well, Jewish people, they wouldn't drink my wine or eat my meat, especially not rabbit. They said, no. There are Jews that are like that, but that's not us. That's not us. We're normal people. There are people like that, and they wouldn't come in here, but we don't care. It doesn't make any difference. Just we'd like to, bring the wine first. Have a little. And the owner said, okay, just 1 minute. I'll be right back. Closes the door. After 2 minutes, he comes out. He's got this big meat cleaver in his hand. And his two sons are standing behind him, and each one has like a big knife. Says, okay, your money or your life? He said, no, take our money. No, take it to give our money. And he said, no, you know what? You're going to go tell. I can't let you live. No, please, we promise we won't tell. We won't tell. It says, the sons frisk him. It says, I'm putting you in this room. And the side says, don't think about getting out. You can try to get out, but you can't. There's no windows. There's no window. I'm going to give you guys a chance to pray or say your last words or whatever you do, your last rites or whatever you say. And we're going to come in and kill you in another 5 minutes. They throw him into the room. No, please. They're looking around in the room. There's all the windows are closed. There's no doors. It's just a barren room. And they start to pray and scream, please, no, don't kill us, please, pounding on the door. They realize it's not going to help, so they start to pray to God. Please, God, please, we're sorry. We're sorry for all the bad things we did. We promise we'll return to you. Please, no. The door opens up again. No, they're screaming, please, God, help us, save us. We'll do anything you want to. And then the big guy comes with his two sons, and he says, stand up. It was just a joke. We're not going to kill you. So the two men said, what did you do that for? He says, here's your money back. Here's your money back. You want that meat? No. We don't want the meat. We don't want the meat. We don't want the wine. We don't want anything. We've changed ourselves. He said, you want to hear why I just did this? Sit down. I want to tell you something. He said, well, why'd you do that? He said, I want to tell you why I just did what I did. He said, it was about 10 years ago that this holy rabbi came by. He had it was in the time of the Napoleon Wars. And Napoleon was attacking Russia and everything. And he hadn't gotten up to where we were. the city where we were was the city, I guess the city of Hadich. And this holy rabbi came, and his face was just shining, was something else. And he came in, he said he wasn't well, and he asked if he could stay over in my house. Anyway, he asked if he could stay in my house for the night. And I said, of course. And he had all these other people with wagons and all the they were fleeing from Napoleon. And I said, of course you can stay in my house, no problem whatsoever. He stayed. So he said, would you like anything? Would you like anything? So I said, well, I would like a blessing. There's another version where he said, you can stay in my house on the condition that you bless me. In any case, the Rebbe gave him a blessing. And he said, what would you like? He said, well, I'd like long life. And I'm already a man of 80 years old. And I would like that my son shouldn't get inducted into the army because there's this war going on and Russia's losing. And I would like it that my inn should succeed. Should succeed. He said, that was 10 years ago. And the man said, this holy man, he said, all right, I'll give you these things. There was another version that said that he put it in writing also. Anyway, he gave me these blessings. And sure enough, he said, I'm 90 years old now, and I'm strong, healthy. Said, my son was like an ox, strong, powerful. Here you see my son, look how strong he is. He wasn't taken into the army. He was rejected immediately. And my business back then, it was like 10 years ago. Since then, it expanded twice, 3 times. I'm very successful. He said, but that man, that holy man, he said to me, no, I want you to do me a favor. He said, in 10 years from now, or in the future, if there comes 2 Jews here and they order not kosher food, not kosher wine, ask them if they're Jewish, if they're not. If they say they're Jews and you are, then I want you to threaten them and do exactly what I told you to do, what I just did to you right now. I want you to threaten them until they return back to their Jewish senses. He said, that's why I did what I did to you now. That I threatened you in order that you should come back to being good Jews. The Alter Rebbe, the first Rebbe, he saw this 10 years before it actually happened. So we see to what extent, first of all, that the blessings of the Rebbe worked, that the man became rich. The man was not Jewish. He became rich and he became this. We see also that how the Rebbe saw into the future and he used this Gentile that he gave blessings to in order to bring Jews back to their Judaism. And so it will be with us that the Jews, and we see it's happening now, right? We see it's happening now, that all the non-Jews are all screaming and they're yelling, and the Jews are, I just heard that they're blaming the Jews or Israel for the fire in Los Angeles. They're blaming the Jews because the money was diverted from the government to go to give to Israel, and that's why there wasn't enough water, whatever. So the Jews are blamed for everything. But it's just like this man, he puts us in a room to threaten us. They don't really mean it. They don't know that they don't really mean it, but they don't really mean it. They're just there to wake the Jews up, to tell the Jews. And the Rebbe saw this, and it's going to happen for sure, no doubt about it. Any instant now, all the Jews are just going to say, hey, what are we doing? We're Jews. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. God is one. Let's start doing the commandments. And the non-Jews will say, oh, that's why we made trouble for you. That's why now you got it. Now we can. Have a good day with Mashiach. Now see you all tomorrow. God willing, 8:15.